Okay, so let's solve this problem. So the square of a certain number exceeds twice the square of the other number by 1/8. And also the sum of their squares is 5/16. Then find the possible pairs of numbers that satisfy these conditions. Now, first we need to assign a variable for every number. So we let x be the first number and y that's the second number. Then from the problem, we have this statement that the square of a certain number, so we let that number as our first number, and that's x squared, then exceed twice the square of the other number. So that's twice the square of the other number, that's 2y squared. Then this exceed by 1/8. So plus 1/8. And this is our first equation. And we also have this statement that the sum of their squares is 5/16. So we have x squared plus y squared. That's 5/16. And this is the second equation. Then by combining these two equations, and we need to rewrite these equations with the same form, so we can rewrite this first equation on this form. So just transpose this 2y squared to the left. So that becomes negative 2y squared equals 1/8. Then copy the second equation. Then observe that we have like terms, so therefore we can use the elimination method because we can eliminate this x squared or we can eliminate this y squared. So for this example, I'm going to eliminate this x squared by multiplying one of the equation by -1. So I choose to multiply this first equation by -1. So therefore, this positive x squared becomes negative x squared. This negative 2y squared becomes positive 2y squared. And this positive 1/8 that becomes negative 1/8. And copy this second equation. So this time, we can eliminate now this x squared. So we have negative and positive. So if we're going to add, this becomes 0. Then add is 2y squared and y squared. That's 3y squared. And this negative 1/8 and 5/16. So negative 1/8 plus 5/16. So the LCD is 16. So we have 16 divided by 8. That's 2 times -1. This one is -2. Then plus this one is 5. So the answer now, so we have -2 plus 5. That's 3/16. So therefore, this -1/8 plus 5/16, that's 3/16. Or you can use your calculator to add these two fractions. So that's -1 in this ABC, 8. So this one is -1/8, then plus 5, then this ABC, then 16. So that's 5/16. And that's 3/16. Then to solve for y, so divide both sides by 3. So cancel. So y squared now is equal to 3/16. And this 3, the reciprocal, that's 1/3. Then simplify. So cancel this 3. So therefore, y squared is equal to 1/16. So to solve for y, take the square root. So therefore, y is equal to positive and negative 1/4. Then to solve for x, so just substitute these values of y. So let's start with y equals positive 1/4. Then from any of these equation, let's just choose this first equation, so that's x squared minus 2y squared plus 1 over 8. Then substitute this positive 1/4 to y. That becomes 1 over 4 squared, then plus 1 over 8. Then distribute this exponent. So that's 2 times 1 over 16 plus 1 over 8. Then this 2 and 16 reduce. This becomes 8. So x squared now equals 1 over 8 plus 1 over 8. Then the same denominator, so just copy. Then add this numerator, so 1 plus 1, that's 2. Then reduce this 2 over 8, that's 1 over 4. So to solve for x, take the square root. So the square root now, 1 over 4, that's positive and negative 1/2. So therefore, possible pairs of number, if y equals positive 1 over 4, so we have positive 1/4 and positive 1/2, and also positive 1/4 and negative 1/2. Then if y equals negative 1/4, so the same process, so substitute this value to y, so that's negative 1 over 4 squared, then plus 1 over 8. Then distribute this exponent, so the square of negative numbers is positive, then plus 1 over 8. Then simplify this 2 and 16, so this becomes 8. So x squared is 1 over 8 plus 1 over 8, then the same denominator, so just copy. And 1 plus 1, that's 2, then reduce. So that's 1 over 4, then take the square root. So x now is positive and negative 1/2. So possible pairs of number, if y equals negative 1 over 4, so that's negative 1/4 and positive 1/2. And the other one, negative 1/4 and negative 1/2. So therefore, the final answer now, so these are the possible pairs of number that satisfy these conditions. So that's positive 1/4 and 1/2, positive 1/4 and negative 1/2, negative 1/4 and positive 1/2, and also negative 1/4 and negative 1/2.